Welcome to In the News with Double O Des. I'm Des Bernardo, giving you my perspective on news from South Africa and the rest of the world. In the news now, I really can't wait to get this video out to you because so many things went through my head when I read this article. And again, it's in our favorite New World Order Stooge channel with our favorite New World Order Stooge. So it's News 24 and President Cyril Ramaphosa. And he says, Cyril Ramaphosa says, stigmatization of people who have tested positive with coronavirus must stop. He says it must stop. But he himself has gone and agreed to this whole COVID pass nonsense where people are going to be labeled literally via an app or a chip, depending on what they choose, to be either green, amber or red. So how do they not want a stigma if people are walking around with this COVID pass, okay, on their phone? Your phone is going to alarm and say, you're close to someone that has the coronavirus. Someone that's tested positive for SARS-CoV-2. So how can he make the statement and marry that with South Africa decreeing as a nation that we should all get this COVID pass? Is he mad? I mean, can he think properly? Now, it says here, there have been disturbing reports of individuals being ostracized from their communities and of communities protesting against coronavirus, patients being admitted to local hospitals and clinics. This must stop, writes President Cyril Ramaphosa in his weekly newsletter. Now, we know he writes his weekly newsletter where he can regurgitate his New World Order rubbish, and I'm not going to go through that. As you know, the articles are always, the link to the articles is in the description below the video. So you can go and read it. I will attach the link in the description below the video. But just to think that our president is saying the stigmatization of people must stop, when they are creating it, it's the same as him saying that any racial slurs must stop, when they keep on speaking about race. This is the New World Order ideology in action. Breaking down nations, breaking down people, so that they can turn against each other. Because when they are in their weakest moment, the New World Order will walk in as a savior, and they will use the United Nations to do that. They will even come in with their military and with all their food supplies and everything else. And if you've listened to the audio clip on this person that's trying to defend Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, she will tell you in there what their plans are, that they want to crash our economy. This is 100% correct. This has been planned way back when. So these aren't fallacies. I have personally been involved and have experience with regards to that. Our economy has to crash so that we come begging, so that we accept these passes and things without thinking twice, including vaccines and many other things. And like I said, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but when people trying to force something on you, it's very different to you actually being able to research something, trusting it, and then accepting it for what it is. And this is certainly not the case. So when it comes to Cyril Ramaphosa saying that stigmatization of people that have tested positive for SARS-CoV-2 must stop, he needs to just look at his own actions, because as the leader of this country, more like the leader of the New World Order agencies and the leader of the African Union, who he hopes to be the leader for Africa in the one world government with their one world leader. I hope he doesn't think that he will be that leader, because there's no chance in hell that he will be that. But he's stooge enough to be the leader for Africa. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out now. People, I want you to feel outraged at what he is saying, and you should. The fact that he sits in bed with people that want to label us, tag us, with regards to whether we have tested SARS-CoV-2 positive or not, whether we've come into close proximity of someone that is SARS-CoV-2 positive, which will make you amber. And then if you have been tested SARS-CoV-2 positive, whether the test is accurate or not, you will be red. but you mustn't stigmatize people. He needs to go back to school and he needs to start learning comprehension, like I said in my previous video, because he doesn't comprehend anything right now. Not at all. I'm looking at this mask that he's got on right now that says stay safe. But what comes out of his mouth is keeping and making no one in this country safe. Please read the article. Comprehend what I'm saying to you. If you haven't watched my video on Koeberg, go and watch it. I've put out 2 videos already and I'll do more in future. Go and subscribe to Agenda 21 Truth South Africa. That has dealt with Koeberg in detail, as well as the various other forms of identification in the last video that was put out. The video that Justice Killian, he put a lot of time and effort into it. He does a lot of research to make sure that he brings you accurate information. There's a lot of misinformation out there that says that everyone's going to get chipped now. It's not going to happen now. They do everything on the sly, very slowly, so that people accept it. Go and watch that video on justice. I will put a link to that video in the first pinned comment underneath this video. Please go and watch it. Subscribe to his channel. Support him in what he's doing. He's one of the people that's working with me to give you alternative news. And the more support he gets, the more he'll be able to put out more content. So the other channels that are being established right now, you can go and follow Lauren Evanthea. There will be more channels to follow very soon, probably still in this week. And I really look forward to sharing those channels with you in future, where you can get a different perspective from a different person, but people that are awake, that knows that's what's going on in the country. And I will support anyone that wants to expose the New World Order for who and what the people behind it is. Because remember, the New World Order is not an organization, it's an ideology that Cyril has fought for hook, line and sinker. Like I said, he can still change his mind. And if he does, he's going to be in grave danger. But he can change his mind. Everyone can change their minds. But only time will tell. We'll see what happens. Till the next video.